Thank you, distinguished President, Your Excellencies, colleagues and friends. I'm pleased to represent the High Commissioner at this enhanced interactive dialogue and to address this Council on a matter of urgent and ongoing concern: the state of access to justice and protection in Afghanistan, particularly for women and girls. Since the Taliban seized power in August 2021, justice in Afghanistan has undergone a dramatic and deeply troubling transformation. The legal framework established during the Republic of Afghanistan era has been effectively suspended or dismantled, with new structures put in place. They include the reconfiguration of the judiciary, including the removal of female judges, the dissolution of the Office of the Attorney General, restricted space for defense lawyers and the rights of the accused, and the removal of key protection mechanisms. In short, legal and institutional safeguards essential to upholding the rule of law have either been removed or severely compromised. These, along with the very wide range of discriminatory measures introduced by the de facto authorities, have had a profound impact on the population of Afghanistan, in particular women and girls. Last October, the Council mandated the Special Rapporteur on the situation of human rights in Afghanistan to prepare a report on access to justice and protection for women and girls. This report addresses the compounded effects of multiple and intersecting forms of discrimination and presents an important baseline study on the type of obstacles that women and girls face in relation to access to justice and protection in Afghanistan. It finds that across the country, while Afghans are encountering significant barriers in seeking legal recourse or redress for harms endured, the situation is particularly grave for women and girls. Their access to justice has become practically non-existent. Without a mahram, women and girls cannot access a lawyer, courts, or other institutions, and cannot seek protection or reparation from harm. By virtue of this system, women who are victims of domestic abuse, whose mahrams may also be the perpetrators of violence or exclusion, are rendered invisible with no real hope of protection. We witness an institutionalization of the most extreme forms of gender-based discrimination and segregation. Women and girls have been systematically excluded from public life and to a large extent deprived of their most basic human rights, including access to secondary and higher education, healthcare, employment, freedom of movement, and freedom of expression. Women and girls' access to justice is so challenging, whether in the formal or the informal justice system, that it amounts to barely any access at all. This situation is especially devastating for those with intersecting and marginalized identities. And I mean women and girls from ethnic and religious minorities, women with disabilities, and from female-headed households who face heightened risks of violence, exclusion, and deprivation. They are doubly victimized in a system that already considers women and girls less deserving of rights and dignity. It is important to acknowledge that these challenges are not new. Long before the Taliban's takeover, Afghanistan's justice system suffered from structural weaknesses, with entrenched corruption, limited institutional capacity, and widespread reliance on informal dispute resolution mechanisms, particularly in the rural areas. Impunity for violations committed by both national and international actors further eroded public trust and left many victims, once again, especially women and girls, without effective protection or recourse. We hope, therefore, that today's discussion will help refocus global attention on the rights of Afghan women and girls, enhance robust and sustained political engagement by the international community, along with financial support for the reforms. And I am especially pleased to welcome the Afghan women joining us today to participate in the dialogue from Afghanistan and from around the world. It is critical to ensure, dear ladies, that your voices remain at the center of this Council's deliberations. Excellencies, the credibility of our collective commitment to human rights, and especially to the fundamental rights of women and girls, is measured by our responses in situations as grave as this one. Let us act with resolve, in coordination, and with urgency. Thank you very much.